Hi, my name is Joseph Alai. Welcome to my channel. And today I want to talk about how to manifest while you sleep. So sleep is the most effective time of manifesting. And the reason being is because the subconscious mind is most exposed during the time right before bed and during your sleep. The subconscious mind is the operant force while sleeping as your consciousness is shut off. And so the feeding of information to your subconscious mind ceases, but whatever remains in your mind while you go to bed is the thing which is going to keep or hold or stay fixed in the subconscious mind during the night and take root and manifest. So Neville Goddard talks a lot about the state akin to sleep. So the state akin to sleep is actually a very specific type of state. It's not falling asleep in the state. That's a different thing, which is very effective as well, because whatever you hold in your mind before you go to bed will be carried along and then will manifest on the screen of space. But a state akin to sleep is a very specific state wherein you're kind of awake but not really at all. When you think of something, the object will essentially appear as clear as day in your imagination. So generally for me, when I go to sleep, I sleep on my side. So if I want to get into the state akin to sleep, I'll actually fall asleep on my back, but I can't fall asleep on my back. So what will happen is essentially right before I fall asleep, I'll be not jolted awake, but I will remain awake. And then it's like I fall into sleep and then back into awareness. And then as soon as that happens, whatever I think of, I can see as perfect imagery on my mind. So in my imagination. So if I can do that and then create the thing that I want in my imagination right before I fall asleep and then fall asleep into that state, it will manifest every single time. So, but besides that, it's not 100% necessary to do that, although it is very effective and it will work. It could take practice and training to be able to hold off from falling asleep, because that's essentially the ideal state. But it's very important to understand that whatever you go to sleep thinking about is going to be created. So one of the most profound differences that I made in my life, which changed everything, was to go to sleep to something positive. So I'm the problem solving type and I'm always working. So what I would do is I would always go to sleep with a problem not solved, because I would finish one and then start the other. And what this would do, what I realized was happening anyway, I would do this day after day after day, week after week, month after month, and I would begin to be horribly depressed. I would hate everything. Really, I was miserable. And what I realized, I didn't even think of this, that I was going to sleep thinking about a negative problem. So what I began to do was stopping myself at night working, and this is my own projects or my own business, and I would stop on a success. Or if I couldn't do that, then I would emulate some sensation that would kind of invoke the feeling of success. So very effective. It changed my life almost immediately. Within 2 days after doing that, the depression lifted and I was happy, joyous, and free. So it's it's just a little trick. Whatever you go to sleep, whatever you carry with you into your mind while you sleep is going to create. So that's very important to understand. Do not go to bed angry. Do not go to bed upset, trying to solve deep, complex problems if it's upsetting you or stressing you out. If you have to, create something, do something that's going to make you feel successful before bed. But one of the things that I found that's very effective for manifesting is, and this is a little trick that I've used, is reading a biography of someone that you admire or someone that has accomplished or achieved amazing things. If you read that before bed, it is extremely effective. You'll begin to take on the character traits of the person that you're reading. And this is how manifesting works. Because what you're doing when you're reading is you're impressing the subconscious mind with all these ideas, and these ideas are going to take root as seeds and manifest on the screen of space. And the amazing thing that humans have is empathy. So what that means is that we take on the form of what we see or what we hear or what, even on TV, if you notice, you're sitting down watching a sad movie, you'll start crying. Why? Because you're feeling the feelings of the person. So, and all things felt manifest. All things that impress upon our subconscious mind manifest. So that's a trick that I've been using for quite some time, is before I go to bed, read something or watch something that has to do with someone amazing, someone outstanding, because I will begin to take on those tones, those emotions, and then bring them into bed with me. And then slowly but surely, you'll begin to see all these different character traits that you've been reading manifest into physical reality. And again, that's another reason why not to watch scary things or negative things, mean things, because everything that we are allowing to enter into our perception, whether before bed or not, is being impressed upon the subconscious mind. So personally, me, I don't watch the news. I don't watch, generally, I don't watch negative things, bad things, violence, sickness, because it will impress upon the subconscious mind. I'm not perfect, so I still do. Like, I've watched Game of Thrones, all that stuff, but I'm careful, right? I've manifested negative things from this. But back to the point of manifesting while you sleep. Another awesome thing to do, there's a technique called the Lullaby Method. This is what Neville Goddard suggests to do. And what he's essentially saying is, he uses it in the context of having, if you have multiple desires, then what you do is you embody the feeling of having felt what it would really be like if you felt successful or if you had multiple awesome things happen to you. And then you repeat a phrase in your mind, like thank you, as if you're thanking your higher self for manifesting these things for you. So if you notice, when you imagine, what you're doing is you're shutting off the senses. And the reason you're doing that is to emulate the sensation or the quality of sleep, because it's so powerful. You know, the mystics say that you're more aware or awake as your higher self, as of God, when you're asleep than you are awake, because of the infinite power that comes from that state. So meditation or imagining or getting into the sleepy state, all of those things are essentially getting you to the point of sleep. Eating a big meal and then laying down and imagining, those are all shortcuts into getting into the state akin to sleep, or to get into a state where you're shutting off the senses and allowing things to impress easily upon the subconscious mind. Another thing that can be done to manifest while you sleep is to listen to your own, one of the things that I do is I will script out something and then I'll record it and then I'll play it back to myself, as long as it's in first person point of view, and listening to that before sleep or as I sleep, or some type of hypnosis, is an awesome way to manifest. And just to be really clear, the whole point is that when we are in sleep, whatever the remaining thought is, the last thought, the thing that we're fixated on before we go to sleep, will be carried on into sleep. And it'll impress upon your subconscious mind and manifest on the screen of space. So it's just a shortcut, and a lot of this stuff is referenced as well. Like in the Bible, it says, be angry and sin not, let not the sun go down upon your wrath, in Ephesians, which is reiterating this same truth. And then in Song of Solomon's, it talks about, it's a beautiful metaphor, but basically what it's saying is, I think I have it here, it says, I sought whom my soul loveth, and I held on to him and brought him into the chamber of her that conceived me. And basically what it's referencing here is the chamber of her that conceived me is the subconscious mind, the thing that manifested everything on the screen of space, the power of awareness, God inside the imagination. So it's basically saying that the thing that we want most, we should imagine the end as if we already have received it and carry it into bed with us. And if we do that, that's the perfect way to manifest our desires. And no matter what it will take in order for that to manifest, will manifest. And so just to be clear, the way to manifest is to impress the subconscious mind. Whatever is impressed upon the subconscious mind will manifest on the screen of space. And so the best way to do that is to shut off the senses and construct a scene which implies that you already are now the person that you want to be in first person point of view. So what would you see? What would you taste, touch, feel? And if you can invoke your imagination and make that as a life-like representation as possible and enter into it and think from that scene, it'll create a seed and it will impress the subconscious mind, and then a bridge of incidents will unfold. You will be forced to take action to become that person that you've imagined. So it doesn't matter how long it takes, right? Because every seed has its own appointed hour, but it will manifest. And inside that seed is the pattern of fulfillment. And so the pattern is essentially any type of bridge of incidents, whether it be people reacting or you taking action, me taking action. We must fulfill the thing that we've imagined, and especially if we bring it into bed with us, right? So bringing it into your subconscious mind, falling asleep in that state, is the most effective way to manifest. And so I hope these tips were helpful to you. And so I hope you found this helpful. If you did, definitely subscribe, hit the bell icon, register for my email list at sovereignmind.com, and stay tuned for more. Thank you so much for watching.